Well, hello everybody, welcome to Ki-West. Hey my friends, welcome to Wright on the Rock. Hope everybody's doing good. So we snuck up to the Simonton beach here. Of course the beach itself is closed. I'm at Loggerheads Bar, which of course is closed too. But at least you can get close to the ocean. So I wanted to take you guys over here. Hey Melly, Manu, Jeff, hey Big Bear, Peter, Mary, Marzan, aka Angel, Petty, hello Annie, Richard, Jim, Weathamlow, hey Diane, Mama. So I thought you guys might want to catch a glimpse of the ocean. We cannot see the sun from here. Hey Garrett, welcome to Ki-West guys. So this is a tiny little beach. It's actually a public beach and it also has a bar right here. Of course right now with everything going on it is closed. And we are at the end of Simonton Street. So at the very end. And so no chairs out here. Of course they have closed the access to the beach because a lot of people would gather here for sunset. There you go guys, a little bit of sun for you. Soak up that vitamin D. Ooh, I see Garrett's sister-in-law works at Loggerheads. Well, right here. So I guess like pretty much all of the bartenders here in Ki-West, unless your place is a takeout and delivery place, I would imagine that she's currently not working either. So all the bars close down on St. Patrick's Day at 5 p.m. So we have a beach on the other side of the island where the pier is closed around sunset time. It closes at 6, but during the day you can use it to access the water. So if you're currently in Key West and you want to go for a swim, apparently you can do so via the pier at Hicks Beach. Besides the fact that it's better to access the water via the pier to begin with on Hicks, because there are quite some rocks out there. And these places here, like here, are pretty much closed all the time, including during the day, because this is a pretty small beach. You don't want people gathered here. So yes, beach itself are all closed, but you can access via the pier in one spot on the other side of the island during the day. And I have to show you some of the updates on Duval Street. So you know they have been starting repaving Duval Street, and during our last stream, during the last walk around, it kind of felt like they were pretty much ripping open all of Duval at all the different places at the same time. But they have started to fill in some of the holes, so the corner of Greene St and Duval Street does look much better today. I also brought some of my homemade chicken food, just in case we find some hungry chickens around Mallory Square. So those guys are normally used to having tourists around. Of course, you're not supposed to feed the wildlife here, as pretty much everywhere. However, those guys are adult chickens that have been around for a while and are used to getting fed by tourists. Lots of goodies on Mallory Square normally, and of course all this currently is not happening, so those guys are a little bit hungry. So I mixed up some food for them, and we're only gonna give it to those chickens that are in the areas where there is no soil or anything where they can actually go and look for worms, although they probably start migrating across the island right now. You definitely feel like you see more chickens. They also start to get less careful when they cross the streets, because they pretty much are the only ones crossing the streets right now. Front street right here. Looks like we have a high tide. It did not rain. This is ocean water backing up through the drains. I hope everybody's holding up. Hello, Stephen and Melissa. Hey, End of Society. Very fitting name right now. So, update from Key West. What's going on? What are the latest news here? So, we have implemented I mean, as you know, obviously everybody is, you're supposed to kind of stay at home. You can go out, do your essential business shoppings, obviously, and go for a walk. So we're now out on a little evening walk. It's the time of the day where everybody comes out. It has been really hot over the last days. Official temperature right now here is 82, with a feels like of 90 at almost 7:15 p.m. So people tend to go out early morning and around this time of the day. If you go to your essential businesses, you have to you have to cover your mouth and nose. So lots of people have those fisherman tubes, which are basically like a long roll of fabric that you can fold up and even put an additional napkin in there or something. Or bandanas, and lots of locals have started sewing masks so that everybody can go and get one. They were giving some away and selling some at 801 Bourbon Street today, Bourbon Street Pub. So you see lots of colorful masks here. So obviously you are now supposed to wear those. The businesses have reduced their occupancy by 50%, but then again, you know, a lot of the places were small stores that already had all these policies in place. So we don't really feel a change, except that people without masks are now being turned away at the stores. Lots of the small, like health food stores, etc., only let in 2 people at a time anyways. And we still have quite some places that do takeout and deliveries. A lot of the places that were open in the beginning have unfortunately closed down, but we still have some places. A lot of Cuban food, a lot of pizza places. And we have lots of seafood. The stores are filled with seafood. And we start to get paper products back in. No paper towels, but I have seen several rolls of toilet paper at various stores, including the corner deli. So you can buy your paper products now. So things are slowly getting better. Of course, you know, there's still some shortage, but again, some of that happened from time to time in Ki-West to begin with, even before the coronavirus. So we're kind of used to it. It's okay. I told you guys the story where we were eating duck eggs one week because we couldn't get any regular eggs, and that was not during a hurricane and not during a pandemic. That was just regular Key West life. So Sunset Pier over here. Of course, everything is closed here. There is some music over there, but it doesn't sound like live music or anything. So somebody just seemed to turn up the speakers, testing the PA system. It is still working. Of course, there is nobody. Sunset Pier being a bar, first thing to close, and then Ocean Pier Resort, which it is part of. Of course, the hotel's shut down a while ago, so no more tourists. The roadblock on US 1 is still up and running. So far, we had rumors twice that they were going to take it down, but no. So again, if you want to come to the Keys, you cannot unless you have a valid reason to be here, which is nice to know, with one of the major hotspots obviously being just over on the mainland. So for us, with all our limited supplies and of course also limited medical care, etc., we, as much as we love having people over here, right now is not the time. And guys, here is the update on repaving Duval Street. So this is at basically 0 Duval Street. So there is a lot of dust on the island right now with all the construction work. But it's gonna be all shiny and new. I see Mary is considering rescheduling for November. November is, we really need time. It's after Fantasy Fest, so it is a little bit quieter. The weather is great. Probably a little bit less hot than May to begin with. So yes, that is a good idea. And we're gonna head over to the Mallory Square area in just a minute. I'm just gonna go and grab the chicken feed in my bike. And old habits never die, so I'm parked in front of Captain Tony's. Ooh, somebody installed some brighter lights at Hog's Breath. Look at that. Ooh, nice with the sun in the background. So here you go. If you were with us on our last update stream, this was pretty much all construction. And now we have a brand new sidewalk on all the 3 corners out of the 4 that they were ripping open. So I gotta give those trees a little TLC.
Want to make sure you're okay.
I figured they're still gonna fill in those holes because there were no potholes in this segment of Duval Street. There were further down. Looks like they forgot a little piece of equipment here. At least the lights are still working. We have some intersections where they're currently not working because of all the construction. Huh, looks like they're still painting. That blue painter's tape is still on the door at Captain Tony's. Let's see if we can see. Probably can't see inside, so they were doing the bar. Hey, that guy looks familiar. Okay, so this is my homemade chicken mix. Whole kernels of corn, some bread, some rice, and some coarse cornmeal. Let's see what they think of that. Ooh, another one to add to the list. So we have some really cool Facebook pages going on where everybody posts the menus of the places that are open. So far we're not starving. So of course, coming over, I checked over there. Unfortunately, the access to the Margaritaville Pier is closed now. It was one of the last places to close, so we went there a couple of times for sunset. Took you guys there, I think, about 10 days ago. And then last week, they closed that part down because they felt that there were too many people gathering, which, well, given that it was a small space, and it was the only that was open, so yes, there might have been some people. Again, it is the time of the day where everybody comes out for a walk. As I just mentioned before, it's still 90 degrees. Feels like right now. Oh, look at her. So she has been around for quite a while. She must have gotten lost, separated from her mom, and we have seen her a couple of times. She's getting bigger, so looks like she's doing good. But of course, this is the area where there isn't much for her to find. Come on here. There you go. Oh, there is another one. Let me make her. Wait. Should have broken up that bread before. leave a little trail. Looks like we're gonna have some really nice colors tonight. Of course, this is kind of the main entrance to Mallory Square. Really nice pastel colors tonight. Oh, looks like they're not getting too much into, not really getting into a fight. That's good. The roosters over here is a different story. So yeah, this is all rocks and concrete. Ooh, I hear them. Hi guys, hiding in the trees. Ooh, there's a whole bunch of them. I just heard them, I didn't see them. Okay, I'm leaving different spots here. Looks like they have moved on though, because normally those trees were packed with chickens right here. So they might have moved on to greener areas of the of the island, so to speak. So of course these guys here were used to little crumbs that might fall off a table or Mallory Square popcorn. This guy was sitting in the exact same spot last week. Sound like I know my chickens, huh? Of course, a lot of people are feeding the chickens around here. Looks like we do have some people over there in the parking lot. But there's nobody over here, and those colors are just so beautiful. Let me see if I can zoom in a little here. There seem to be some people over there, but we are all alone here in our corner. And I am amazed to see that the chickens have moved on. Maybe that explains the 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and 5 a.m. chicken parties we can hear. So far, most of them are social distancing correctly here. But it is true that the sunset is part of what the normality here. Oh, hey there. You know I've got food, right? There you go. Wow. Okay, they were hiding in the trees. They are here. Okay, let me just do the same. They just arrived out of nowhere. These guys are really weird. Oh, there's even a hungry pigeon in there. There's more guys. You would think that if you spread it out enough that they wouldn't get into fights. Okay. Drama averted. There you go, there's some more. So their favorite one is definitely the corn kernels. Mixed in with some stuff. There's some more guys. There you go. Of course, more people are feeding them. They know that these guys here are dependent on the tourists. Not so much in the other areas of the island, of course. Just this one. Beautiful light here. So it's really funny because it looked so empty and then all of a sudden they showed up out of nowhere, flying in from the trees. So it looks like I need to mix some more. So I hope we're gonna have some afterglow because I thought I was gonna take you down a little bike ride down Duval Street to one of the places that are open again. So the southernmost point is open. They of course they closed it. Well, they put a blue tarp over it and closed it off with barriers because it was a spot where tourists would gather. And then once we no longer had tourists, you know, they reopened it. And it's another spot where you can see the ocean, get close to the water. Of course, you cannot get in it. We're probably not going to be able to see much of the sunset there, though, because it is shifting over to the other side of the island. But I think it's worth having a look, see if we get some nice colors at the southernmost point. Plus, that way you can see the progress on Duval Street. Looks like the sun is sunset looks like a real fireball. It's a little bit dusty here. Difficult to tell why, because I mean it's not like the air is particularly dry. It's pretty humid here. But I think with all the construction going on pretty much all of Duval Street at the same time, and plus they started repaving Symington Street just prior to that. So we have a lot of dust. So let's see what the sunset looks like at the southernmost point. Just headed back over to the bike, to the trike. This is your first time watching, we are live streaming up to 5 times from Ki-West per week. We mix up walk around the island and walks around the island. I can't talk and think at the same time. Which means normally I probably talk without thinking. I don't know. And we used to film a lot of music in the bars too. So Gabe, who is watching here, is playing at Captain Tony's. Captain Tony's is his home bar. And we were also streaming from Hog's Breath and other places where he was playing. So of course right now that is not what we're doing, given that ever since St. Patrick's Day the bars here in Ki-West are closed, so we do live music sessions from our porch. We're gonna do another one tomorrow, 5 till 7. So if you want to tune in and listen to some music, you can make song requests, you can grab a drink. It's just like being, it's almost like being here with us. So if you feel like a drink and a little tropical porch and some live music, tune in tomorrow, 5 till 7. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the notification button so you know when we are live. We finally start to get some kind of a schedule in here. The first 2 weeks were a little bit rougher because we didn't really know how to handle everything that was going on with all the changes. So now we kind of are getting somewhere and have a schedule. So tomorrow 5 till 7, and then the next one on Monday, and then Wednesday again. So guys, it's time for the bike ride. If this is not your first time, then you're probably aware that you guys have to go in the cup holder for a second here. While I unlock my bike. And then we are going to ride down Duval Street. One of the things you cannot really do in normal times, because it's always busy, there's always traffic, lots of people. So one of the things we can do now, so why not do it? And we are headed over all the way to the Atlantic side of Duval Street, to the southernmost point. Okay, everybody's unlocked here. And I think we should go ahead and test this brand new crossroad here. So guys, Duval Street and Greene Street. And we don't really do the bike ride in this direction very often. We normally start on the other side and head out all the way from the Atlantic side over there to the Gulf side here. I see some girls inline skating down Duval Street. You definitely don't do that in normal times. Too many people, too much traffic. So as you can see, there has been a lot of construction. Pretty much every intersection. They forgot another one right here. So every intersection has been redone. Welcome to our new subscribers. Welcome to Ki-West, everybody. And guys, at this point I want to say a huge thank you to all of you who have been supporting us during this time and tipping us, and big huge shout out to our Patreons. We're very lucky to have you, so thanks to all of you. We are doing our best to pay it forward here. Okay, I know. You probably shouldn't run a red light on a live stream, but by the way, guys, Margaritaville is open for takeout. And yes, you can get drinks with your food. Liquor stores here are considered essential businesses too. Willie Cheese is closed. I think they were doing some takeout in the very beginning. Of course, it looks busier now than during the day again. Everybody seems to be going out for walks and bike rides this time of the day. Finally gets a little bit cooler. This is one of the intersections where there are no lights anymore. They're not working. This is kind of what the intersection of Greene Street and Duval Street looked like before. They ripped open all four corners here on Southern. Very important information, Cuban coffee cream over here at Key Lime Square is open. And we have a whole bunch of places making coffee. Antonia's is open for takeout. Somebody decorated the trash cans. And I'll have to work on my Easter egg. They're gonna have a scavenger hunt for the kids where you can put some Easter decorations, big Easter eggs in your front yard. And then the kids can ride by on a bike or in a car, of course with all the social distancing, and collect their eggs, visually at least. So yes, people have been decorating the trash cans. We have a lot of paintings. Of course, now that I think about, I wanted to show those to you, and of course now I don't see one. So the Mallory Square artists have been putting up signs all across the island with beautiful paintings. I started to take pictures of some of them, so I should really post them over on our Facebook page. If you want to, you can come over to our Facebook page, Right on the Rock, as well. We post our streaming times over there a couple of hours before, and some additional information on Ki-West, etc. So same name over on Facebook. So the places that have music, the music that you hear in the background, are some of the places that are open for takeout and deliveries. So while you wait for your food, you get some music. We also have some people walking around the island just with a guitar. There was a guy standing on the corner of Whitehead and Front Street, no, Whitehead and Southern the other day, and he looked really surprised when I came over and wanted to tip him. He didn't even have a tip bucket. And somebody else was blasting opera from his balcony. So we're almost on the south side of the island, intersection US 1, Highway 1 right here, Truman Avenue, before it turns on Whitehead. I just saw some more inline skaters. You don't see a lot of them, at least not in downtown. You do see them on the around Smathers Beach, but really not here, because you normally have way too much traffic. This is very nice. Of course, ice cream is a must-have. I bet pizza, ice cream, and key lime pies are the best-selling items right now on the island. Comfort food. I love this time of the day when it just gets dark, the lights switch on. The rum bar over here, of course, currently closed. So you can only get your drinks as takeout as part of your lunch or dinner orders, unless you go to a liquor store. La Grignotte. Tasty little French pastries. They open every single morning. And here we are on the south side of Duval Street. We have the Atlantic straight ahead. Of course, the access to that pier is closed because it would be another spot where people can gather for sunset. And it also has a little beach. It has the Southernmost Beach Cafe next to it. So that is closed off as well. As you know, Ki-West has a lot of really small beaches, so it kind of would be very difficult to keep your distances there. Southernmost house, beautiful this time of the day. All the coral and pastel, almost like a mint green turquoise. And of course here we are. The sun has set though, and you can't really see the sunset from here because it would be behind the Navy base. But yes, the southernmost point is open. Again, as a local, you don't come to this area a lot unless it's on your way going somewhere, because the lines here can get pretty crazy. Of course, not now. Still some pastel colored clouds in the sky. And thank you so much, Kevin, Jim, and Eric, for supporting our channel tonight. So yes, we have our southernmost point back. No more blue tarp over it. So I really hope you enjoyed today's stream. I'm sorry if I couldn't read all the comments or answer any questions. It's kind of a little bit difficult while riding a bike. So I hope you enjoyed some sights, got a little bit of the sunset, got a little bit of vitamin D. Enjoyed your time in Key West, and we will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow from 5 till 7. We'll welcome you on our porch for live music sessions. So grab a drink, come back to Key West and join us. Have a great night, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.